Assalamu alaikum, dear students of Standard 8. Welcome to your class of Grammar and Composition. Today, we will again discuss more about passage narration. Rule number 6. If there is mention by Allah, by God, by Job, by my life, etc. in the direct speech, then swearing by Allah, swearing by God, swearing by Job, swearing by my life, etc. is used at the beginning of the indirect speech. Dear students, by Allah, by God, by my life, etc. we use generally when we try to swear something to somebody or make promise to somebody. Example, direct speech. She said, by Allah, I will always try to help others. Here it is that she swore in the name of Allah, that is by Allah, that she would always try to help others. She made a promise. How it will be while changed into indirect speech? We can see in indirect speech, it is swearing by Allah. She said that she would always try to help others. What can you see here? In direct speech, by Allah is changed as swearing by Allah in the indirect speech and is used at the beginning of the speech or the sentence. Again, I have made up my mind to one thing by Job, Rick said. Here, Rick is swearing by Job. We can see in the direct speech. So, in indirect speech, it is used swearing by Job. Rick said that he had made up his mind to one thing. So, in both examples, we can see swearing by Allah or swearing by Job is used at the beginning of the indirect speech. Now, dear students, most of the time the students ask, what is Job? Let us see. Job, another name of Jupiter, was believed to be the supreme deity of the Romans or Zeus or God to the Greeks. Rule 7. If reported speech has thank, then the word thank will be used after the subject of the reporting verb in the indirect speech, and the structure in the indirect speech will be as the following. Subject of the reporting verb plus thanked plus object of the reporting verb. Example, direct speech. Maya said to me, thank you. What can we see? Here the subject is Maya, said is the reporting verb, and object is me. And in reported speech, inside the inverted comma, there is thank you. Now, what is it in indirect speech? Maya thanked me. So what can we see here? According to the structure, Maya subject plus thanked as the reporting verb was in past tense plus object me. Another example, direct speech. The student said to his teacher, "Thank you, sir." Indirect speech, the student respectfully thanked his teacher. Here also we can see the student is the subject, thanked, and after thanked there is object, his teacher. Students, here is used respectfully. You know, respectfully used instead of sir. Rule number 8. If there is goodbye inside the reported speech in the direct speech, then the word bed will be used after the subject of the reporting verb in the indirect speech. Example, direct speech. She said to Meena, goodbye. What can we see here? We can see subject she, reporting verb said, plus object Meena, and in the inverted commas reported speech there is goodbye. What it will be if we change into indirect speech? Let us see. Indirect speech, she bade Meena goodbye. Here subject she plus instead of reporting verb said it is bade plus we can see object Meena plus goodbye. So the structure is subject of the reporting verb plus bid or bade plus object of the reporting verb plus goodbye. Students, what is the meaning of the word bade? Let us see. Bade is the past simple of bid, which is used to express farewell to someone, especially when a friend says or said goodbye to another one. Rule number 9. If there is good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night inside the reported speech in the direct speech, then the word wished will be used after the subject of the reporting verb in the indirect speech, and the structure in the indirect speech will be as the following. Subject of the reporting verb plus wished plus object of the reporting verb plus good morning or good afternoon or good evening or good night as it will be there. Example, direct speech. Farabi said to Harun, good morning. Indirect speech, Farabi wished Harun good morning. What can we see here? We can see Farabi as the subject. After the subject, there is wished instead of the reporting verb said. Then Harun, the object, and after the object there is good morning. Students, if it is good night instead of good morning in the reported speech inside the inverted comma, then it would be in the same way. It would be Farabi wished Harun good night. Hope you have understood. Now there is an information for you. Good night is used to express good wishes in the evening, especially when someone is leaving or going to sleep at night. And good evening is a form of saying hello or hi used from the starting of evening. But good night can also be said wishing the rest of the time to be good while leaving, meaning goodbye at evening time. Rule number 10. Sometimes in a passage narration, there is no mention of the speaker and the listener in the direct speech. In such cases, you have to mention the speaker for subject and the person spoken to, or you can use the listener for the object while changing into indirect speech. Example, direct speech. What are you doing now? I am drawing a picture. Students, if you notice carefully, you can see there is no mention of the speaker, that is the person who is asking the question, what are you doing now, is not mentioned in the text. Again, the person who is giving the reply to the question, I am drawing a picture, is also not mentioned. So, while changing into indirect, we can use the speaker ask the person spoken to or the listener what he was doing then. The person spoken to or the listener replied that he was drawing a picture. Hope you have understood. Thank you, dears. Stay safe and healthy.